Hi everyone, Mr. Davis here. This is another session that we're going to focus on to do with training. Last week we were looking at circuit training and developing muscular endurance. This one is focused on plyometric training. Plyometric training is all about developing power. So if you think about most team sports, there's an element of the game that will involve some sort of power that's needed, whether that's power in your legs or power in your upper body. Obviously things like basketball, where you're doing jumping, is an obvious example where power is needed to benefit your performance. So we're going to concentrate on developing power in our plyometric training. Now, the standard definition that you need to remember for this is that it's training which involves exercises like jumping, hopping, skipping, and bounding. And I'm going to show you what each of those are. And we're going to go through a selection of different exercises, some of which you might have done in a circuit type training before, but we're going to do it in a slightly different format today, where it's not going to be for a specific time period, which kind of really focuses a little bit more on muscular endurance. We're going to focus a bit more on the quality of the technique that's being used for each exercise, and really drill down on the quality of our power. So here we go. We're going to do a little warm up just to get ourselves going. Make sure you've got a drink nearby. Let's just get arms and legs going, heart rate up, breathing rate up, body temperature up, all those immediate effects of exercise that you're going to need. Shake it out, speed it up a little bit, put a bit more spring in the step, and speed up a bit more. Remember, power, a combination of speed and strength. And that's what gives you the power. So kick those legs out to the side and drive the knees up a little bit, pump the arms and slow it down a little bit, shake it out, make sure you stay in control of your breathing, speed it up again, pick the knees up, fast as you can, and gentle jog again. Okay, we're going to do a few lunges going forward. So we're going to go left leg first, opposite arm to leg, hold it, and then push back up. Right leg, opposite arm to leg, push back up. Do a couple more on each side. Left leg and back, right leg and back. And remember, you can do these going backwards as well. So when you go backwards, instead of thinking that it's opposite arm to leg like that, all you do is you bring the arm up on the side of the leg that's going back. So if I bring my left leg back, my left arm comes up. Then I switch, right leg back, right arm up. One more on each side, left arm, right arm. Okay, let's just pick up the pace again. Gentle jog, shake it out. We're going to do our squat touchdowns. So every time the legs go wide, you touch down on the floor and then spring back up. So it goes right arm, up, left arm, up, right arm, up, left arm, up, right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm. Gentle jog. Do that one again. Left arm to start with. Left arm, right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm, right arm. Gentle jog. Okay, so we've done lunges, we've done squats. We're now going to do our high knees. So high knees, pump the arms. Goes like this. And gentle jog. And we're going to do high knees, hands up. 3, 2, 1. High knees, hands up. High knees, hands up. High knees, hands up. Gentle jog. And the last one, what I call skaters or sliders. So we're going to practice these a little bit more during the session, but we'll keep it as part of a warm-up as well. So you jump to the side, bring the inside leg up, inside leg up, inside leg up, inside leg up, inside leg up. Just try and control that movement. Nice core, holding it all tight. Okay, right, you might want to stretch out a little bit. You've got tight hamstrings like me. Have a little stretch of those hamstrings. Stretch those quadriceps here, here. I've already done a bit of exercise this morning, so I feel like I'm good to go. Okay, so we're going to go through a series of exercises. There's about 10 different exercises we're going to do, and we're just going to work on the quality of the movement. Okay, now remember, each one is trying to develop power. So it's not necessarily like a, a soft, gentle type exercise. They're quite intense, but we're going to build it up. So to start with, we're just going to do some hopping. So hopping is one of the key techniques that you'll do during plyometric training. So to start with, we're going to start it off nice and easy. So just pick a leg, arms out to the side, and we're just going to do 10 little hops on each leg. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do maybe 4 more sets on each side. So that was set number 1, but then we'll go straight into them one after the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Okay, so nice and easy start. Obviously, it just concentrates on developing that control and that balance that you're going to need once you start making more explosive movements. So on the next set, we're going to try and pick up the height a little bit on each jump. Okay, so we're going to try and do sets of 10 again, but with a little bit more lift in between each one. So we'll do 1 set on each side to start with, just to find ourselves on it. Ready? So this time, a bit more height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. And opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. So obviously it's a little bit more demanding when you're trying to put a bit more height into it. Okay, we're going to do another set on each leg. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back to the other leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you can obviously do a few more. As it starts to get a little bit more demanding, it's about trying to maintain that control and maintain that technique. So I would call those high hops rather than just the low hops that we did before. Okay, next one, we're just going to try and keep 2 feet together. And again, we're just going to do 10 2-footed jumps together. We'll start off with the easy ones, so just a gentle jump. Arms out to the side, ready? We're going to do 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. A little bit higher this time. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I'm just being a bit mindful of, I don't think I'm that tall that I'm going to hit my head, but just be aware if you've got lights or anything above you, you are springing up, and you are very tall. Shakur, watch the lights above your head, mate. Here we go. Right, a little bit higher on this one. So 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really feeling it now in the quads, building up that power in the legs. Okay, so those are our 2-footed jumps. Now, on the next one, rather than just jumping upwards, we're going to try and jump forwards. So we're going to do a broad jump forward, and then we're just going to kind of back pedal back to our starting position. So again, make sure you've got a nice clear space in front of you. Try and bend the knees a little bit, use the arms to spring yourself forward, and then back pedal into position. It's not about how quickly you do it. So it's not trying to get through as many reps as you can in 30 seconds or anything like that. So it's not working on muscular endurance. even though you will be kind of repeating the contractions a little bit, it's about making sure that each individual movement is done well. So find a bit of space, make sure you've got a nice clear landing path, bend the knees a little, arms come out backwards, and bring forwards, back pedal. Make sure you're all set again, a few deep breaths, no rush. 3, 2, 1. And back pedal. Let's do 5 of these. That was 2, 3, 2, 1. And each time, just try and jump forward with a nice controlled landing. There's no point in having that power if you're then falling over at the end of it. 2 more. Jump forward. Control the landing. And backwards again. 3, 2, 1. Forward. And nice and easy. So those are standing broad jumps with a little back pedal. Okay. On the next one, we're going to do plyometric lunges. So on these ones, you're just going to hold that lunge for a split second and then immediately switch legs onto the other side. So rather than doing a lunge and then just pushing back up and a lunge on the other side and pushing back up, you're going to do a plyometric lunge. So there's a jump in between each one. So it should look a bit like this. So once you've gone out, opposite arm to leg, switch. Try and maintain that steady core, holding it still. Switch. Hold it still. Switch. Okay, so let's try and do 5 on each side. So 10 lunges in total, including the first one. Okay, it's not a race. Don't try and rush through it. Initially, let's do it nice and slow. Keep that control. So lunge out is 1. Switch. 2. Switch. 3. Switch. 4. Switch. 5. Switch. 6. Hold it steady. Make sure your knees aren't hitting the floor. 4 to go. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. Plyometric lunges. Okay. All through these, it's obviously working the legs, but it's also about core strength as well. Okay. On the next one, a real power exercise. So this one, you're not going to thank me for this, but burpees, absolutely critical exercise here in developing power. Burpees are all about power, and it's whole body. So arms, legs, core. We're going to try and get through 10. Okay. A few deep breaths. Start from a standing position. You're going to squat down, legs come out together, legs come in together, and then crucially, jump up at the end of it. Okay. So here we go. Let's try and get through 10. 3, 2, 1. Down, out, in, up is 1. Out, in, up is 2. Out, in, up is 3. In, up is 4. In, up is 5. Shake it out. Make sure the quality's there. Out, in, up, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so burpees. And again, you can repeat the steps on these. So I'm just showing you the exercise, but you can do a few more to make sure that you've really got the technique absolutely as it should be. Okay, next one, squat jumps. So it's not just a normal squat. So squat with a plyometric element to it. So once you've gone down, you're going to try and shoot back up into a jump before lowering down again. So let's just concentrate on the quality of the technique to start with, and then we'll build up a little rhythm. So it should look like this. Nice and slow on the way down. Spring up. Slow on the way down. Spring up. Ready? Let's do it together. Let's try and do 10. Okay? Doesn't matter if you have to slow down a little bit. Shake it out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Squat down nice and slow. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squat jumps. Okay. Really good exercise. Excellent for your power in your legs. Okay, next one, press ups. So it's not just about powering your legs. Plyometric training can be done for your upper body as well. There are various different ways of doing it. One straightforward way without any equipment, but trying to do your press ups. Now, I know this isn't everyone's favorite exercise, so there's different ways you can do it. So the most basic way, and again, it's not about how many you do, just go slowly on the way down and then try and explode on the way up. What I mean by that is you push up really quickly. So it's slowly on the way down, very quickly on the way up. Okay, so let's just try that one together. Let's try maybe 5, where you're slowly lowering yourself down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So at least 3 seconds on the way down. 1, 2, 3, and push up. Slowly on the way down, and push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. Now, if you feel like you've got that one under control, what you can also try and add in is a little bit of almost like a jump. So you're actually pushing your hands up off the floor. So still do it slowly on the way down, because that's the best way to work the muscles when it's an eccentric contraction. So they're getting longer, they're really being put under some stress. This time, actually try and push yourself up, even if it's just separating your hands from the floor for a split second. So let's give it a go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Slowly on the way down, push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. 2 more. Slowly on the way down, push up. Slowly on the way down, push up. Okay. The most difficult ones of these, well, certainly at our level, are the clap press-ups. So even though this is a serious challenge for probably just about everyone, certainly including me, this time when you push up, try and include a little clap with your hands in between the lowering phase of the press-up. Okay, you might want to put a little pillow on the floor just in case you don't get that clapping in time. You don't want your head to hit the floor, but hopefully I'm going to try a few of them, even though it's not my greatest strength, but I'll give you a little demonstration of what I can do. So key thing is that you push yourself up powerfully to give yourself the time to do the clap. So here we go. On the way down, and then big push up, big push up, big push up, big push up, big push up. Give it a go. Pause the video if you need to practice it a little bit. But the clapping press up, really good exercise for your upper body strength and that power that you need through your shoulders and your triceps. Okay, next one, back into a standard leg exercises, developing this power. So go with a gentle jog, and I'm going to count us down into going high knees, hands up. And we're going to do it for 5 seconds and before we go back into our gentle jog. So again, really drive those knees up. Remember, it's the quality of the movement and the technique, not just, oh yeah, I'm pretending to do high knees. Okay, here we go. So gentle jog, you can either do power in the arms, or you can do high knees, hands up. I don't mind which one, but really concentrate on those knees. 3, 2, 1, power the knees up. Really get a good spring. 3, 2, 1, back into your gentle jog. Shake it up. Really powerful spring in your step. 3, 2, 1. High knees, hands up. Really pick those knees up. 3, 2, 1. Gentle jog. Do one more set. Here. 3, 2, 1. Keep it going. Power, power, power. Drive those knees up. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Feeling it. Ready. Right, just a few more. Okay, these ones are very much focused on technique. So these are quite advanced. We're going to give it a go. Now I'm using a little table. Now, please don't start climbing on the tables and things at home. If you have a little step or a little box that is reasonably strong and think can hold your weight, do it off this, because these exercises are not designed to be done, certainly not at our level of a high level, a high step. Okay, so my box is probably a little bit big, but it's the best that I've got. So I'm going to try and do it on this, but it should definitely be lower than your knees. If you're jumping off tables and dining tables and things like that, you could just do it off the bottom step. If you've got stairs at home, the bottom step, okay? But these exercises, so the first one is called depth drops. Depth, as in the depth of something, depth drops. So you're not involved in any jump here, but this is just to stabilize the movement and get the control of the landing for the next stage of the movement, okay? Depth drops. So I'm going to be a bit careful because I don't want to hit my head on the ceiling, but you're going to be standing on your step, and all you're going to do is very carefully step off and try and cushion your landing as best you can on 2 feet. So I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so I'm up on my box, hands out for stability, and I'm going to take 1 foot off at a time. I'm going to try and land with 2 feet, and that's it. I'm just going to try and bend my knees on landing and cushion the landing as softly as I can. Okay, it's not a race. So 3, 2, 1. Just cushion that landing. I felt a little heavy. Just going to go again. You might do this maybe at least 5 times. Not about how fast you do it. Try and land as softly as you can. Crucially, we're not jumping off the box. It's a drop. So you're just stepping off and landing as softly as you can. So this is my 3rd one. Okay. Concentrate on just trying to lower yourself off as carefully as you can. That little knee bend just controls that landing. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay. Again, nice and controlled. 1 foot leads the way, the other one follows, and it's a controlled landing. Okay. Those are called depth drops. You are just dropping off the surface and landing in a controlled position like that. Now, whilst that might seem easy, it takes quite a lot of practice to get that to a really good level. So don't rush it through or miss it. Make sure that that's done well before we then move on to the next stage, which are called depth jumps. So on depth jumps, you do the same technique at the start, but on this time, once you land in, you're going to then spring up as quickly as you can. Okay? So there's 3 parts to this technique. Now, I'm not going to go through it in detail because part of what I want you to do for homework is answer the questions that I'll put on alongside this video to do with the techniques that's involved here. But there are 3 parts to it. Okay? Bear that in mind. That's what you're looking for. And each part, I want you to be able to tell me what's going on each part of the technique on depth jumps. So we'll go back up to our step. And again, it's not about the height of it, so I encourage you to do it off a very low step to begin with. First part is the same, so you're going to step off, but this time, as quickly as you can, once your feet have hit the floor, you're going to try and spring upwards. So instead of just controlling that landing, try and push off as quickly as you can. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and up. Okay, I'm a bit wary of my jumping up and hitting my head on the ceiling. Just be aware of that as well. So again, we're not jumping off the step. It's a drop off, and the jump comes after you've landed. But you want to try and minimize the time that you spend on the floor. So 3, 2, 1, up. Okay, and you do this a number of times. So you might do 3 sets of 5, for example, where you're going. This would be my 3rd one. I'm trying to explode up off the floor. Let's just do 1 more together, and then I'll leave you to practice them. These are called depth jumps. Really, really good power training for your legs. So make sure you've got that balance. Soft landing, and then power up to get the height. Okay. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail of the technique, so I want you to do a little bit of research for me and answer the questions that I'm going to put alongside this video. But there's a series of different exercises there. all to do with power. And there's so many more other exercises we could involve. This is just a bit of a taster. So anything where there's a jump involved, some sort of skip. Now, I haven't got a rope, so I haven't done skipping here, but if you've got a rope at home, any sort of skipping that you do is going to be working on power, trying to get that nice spring in your step. And think about, you know, racket-based sports where you're jumping, rugby, football where you're jumping up, anything like volleyball, anything like basketball, netball, even bat and ball games where you're incorporating power into your shots, or where you're jumping around in the field to catch things. Power is absolutely crucial. That's why it's got its own separate training method, and it's called plyometric training. Okay. Definition: training which involves jumping, hopping, skipping, and bounding. If you're not sure what bounding is, okay, I'll give you a quick demo here. Essentially, it's like running, but with more of a spring in your step. So even though I've got very little room in here, which is why I haven't really focused on it, we're springing up, 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 up. Okay, it's a terrible demonstration, but you get the idea. That is bounding, and the idea is you put lots of height and distance in between each spring, so you're really pushing up through your legs. So hopping, skipping, jumping, bounding, and the idea is it develops power. That's what plyometric training is all about. Okay, so hopefully you found that useful. Make sure that you do the exercises, because that will give you a good feel of what plyometric training is all about. Try and work on the technique. So go back to any that you found difficult, like those plyometric lunges, plyometric push-ups, any of those, and particularly those drop jumps. The depth drops. Depth drops was the first one where you're just dropping off the height, cushioning your landing, and you have to work on that stage before you then go into the depth jumps, where you're coming off the height and springing back up. And you can extend it even further, where you're coming off the height, dropping down, jumping back up onto another height. So if you had other tables, this is something that we could maybe work on once we're back in school. Okay, make sure you answer the questions that are available. I'll put another little video to a different circuit that I did with Key Stage 3 as well, just so you get an opportunity to do that one as well. And looking forward to seeing you, hopefully all very soon. Okay, take care guys, bye-bye.